Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, February 7th. Looking at Window Traders market profile of the ES and NQ. So, as you can see, I put it in bigger increments. What do you see here? A beautiful, perfect B shape. It's an emotional one because we have single prints, right? There's no more just P shapes or long shapes, P shapes or B shapes. I always have to have single prints because such emotional movement. Righty also has it, and that is for the longs liquidating. We said, right, we've been talking about this for days. We said once the short covering, which started on Monday, right? Short covering started right away on Monday on that large gap down. We went trend up Monday. We went trend up Wednesday. And I'm sorry, we went to trend Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with just short covering and momentum buying. So what happens when the short covering stops? There's nothing there. Same with the momentum buys. No short covering, no underlying bid. They're not going to be there either. What happens? Boom, there you go. Still balance. Still balance. We're going to go over all these charts at the end of this video. Righty did not have an outside day down. They end up with an afternoon rally high and an 11 wide point of control. They do not have a trend day down. NQ goes out with a trend day, an afternoon rally high, and only an 8 wide POC. NQ goes out with a trend day down, an afternoon rally high, and also only an 8 wide POC. Very surprised. The fact that we couldn't go triple distribution down, yet couldn't get 9 wide, really shocked me. I could see if we really pushed lower, but we didn't at all. We stayed in the same area for a solid 2 hours, J through M. So I'm shocked that we didn't get 9 wide, but we didn't. Is that something, a nuance? I don't know. Shorts were comfortable. They never alleviated a lot of it. Maybe they're thinking, hey, we've had 2 big gaps in a row on Monday. Traders will do what's worked until it doesn't work anymore. Well, maybe they're looking for a third. Who knows? We do have an outside day down in ES and in NQ. Is that a disaster? No, it's not bullish. It would mean a lot more to me if it was an outside day down and you were really below, some other balance or whatever. But again, like I said, if you called the daily up, you're firmly back in balance. I never really called it up. I said it was a balance up to balance. It's still balance. We were talking in the room. Right now, it would probably be on a shorter time frame, a 4-day balance. Okay? But again, the bigger picture is still the 31st high and Monday's low. Until you get acceptance below there or acceptance above here, nothing's going to change. Look what we got up to. ES got into the upper distribution from that day. And guess what? Got kicked right out of it. They attempted to get in A and B, rejected. Look at NQ. Again, you're getting close to a balance high. Look at NQ. NQ got the 31st high and couldn't fill those small set of single prints from the 24th of January. Rejected out of it. Balance rules, right? Amazing. We gapped higher today with higher value and end up with totally lower value and a trend day down. Pretty impressive for the bears. But again, only balance, right? I think it was a very accommodating day. I did not take a long today. Even with the gap higher. And this is like, maybe I would take a long against the base of the price probe from yesterday or the gap fill. Just wasn't feeling it. I actually took a short. I missed, the only long I would have taken is to get the overnight high, and I missed it. Happened fast, didn't get it. Okay? They filled the gap, started going back up, and I was just too slow on the draw to get it. That would have been the only long I would have taken. Okay? I did short, though, the 31st high, and that was a nice trade. Then in B period, again, so I missed the one staple play getting the overnight high, I missed the second one, taking out A's low. It just happened too fast. However, even though I missed that, after that, especially once they got the overnight low, so they had both overnights, and they had starting pulling value down and everything, I just had some very nice ebb and flow shorts and B period. C period, short against the single prints and also short to get the IB low. So those worked out very nice. D period, short again against single prints and ebb and flow. Everything was shorts. Now, H period, I'm like, well, now I'm looking for an afternoon rally high. Had a nice short in H, and then had some more nice shorts in I against H's high. Very accommodating days. It formed a B shape, had lower value. You had indices, single prints, overnight IB low, plus you had the overnight low, even though you had the overnight high. That advantage went out the window real quick. And then I didn't do anything after. Oh, no, that's not true. I did take a short in K. I had one short in K, but these ranges were very tight, so that's the only thing I did. The Bulls had a 3-0 lead right off the bat in the NQ. Well, 2-0. They had a gap in value. They filled the gap, and then they went and took out the overnight high. So, but again, that went away real quick. Now, the upside volume we talked about was horrible for the last 3-4 days. Well, today's isn't any better. It's 47 million. We're at average. So it's not going to be in the top 10 lightest, but for sure it's not going to be anything to write home about. So again, volume is an issue. I'm not going to give the reference points because I put it in bigger increments. So what I'd like to do now is go to the charts. But before we do that, again, being in this trading room, talk about a live webinar and talking while this profile is being live streamed for free. We were talking today throughout the whole thing. People were asking me, well, why are you shorting up here? It's an innovator play. I'm like, it is an innovator play, but it's an innovator play with a lot of MGI in favor of the Bears, which we just went over. And I was very comfortable. Never was in danger on any of my shorts in H and I. Then down here, people were saying, well, I don't think shorts are getting much. And you know what? They weren't getting much. I said, but until you stop one-time framing down, nothing's really happened. I wouldn't want to short the lows. We didn't get any distance from the lows at all today after C period. However, the Bulls couldn't do anything either. They didn't stop one-time framing down to M period, and they got very little for their efforts. So, people were thinking, well, we're going to get a short squeeze late. I said, if you get a short squeeze and it happens too early, it's going to be a shorting opportunity. We didn't get a short squeeze. So that tells me the market, whoever was shorting down here, went home very comfortable being short. Again, if it's based on the last 2 Mondays, maybe they're looking for, the hat trick with another gap down on Monday. Now, let's go to the charts. IWM. Did they take out last month's high? They did. I didn't even realize that. Okay. So I was calling IWM down because we came out of that inside month last month and we went down. It is firmly balanced now. So now the question becomes, again, we're only 1 week into the month. Will it be a 2-month balance or will we push up some more and possibly have a 4-month balance? All remains to be seen. But it is in balance. I didn't realize that until I just looked. The weekly, also balance. Okay? The weekly took out last week's high. We didn't close below last week's low, did we? What was last week's low? No. 224.58. No. So it's all balanced. How big is the balance? I would say it's 7 weeks. Again, market needing MGI. Monthly, weekly balance. Daily balance. Look at this. Look at this. Again, you want to, yesterday tried to get above the balance high. I would have said, if anything, they stretched it. I wouldn't have called it up, even though they were one-time framing up 3 days. Well, today certainly put it firmly back in balance. You can call it 3-day balance, but again, until you get below this day's low, which is the 3rd, or above yesterday's high, nothing will change. So IWM, all 3 time frames, are in balance. It's going to be the same theme for all of us. NQ, 3-month balance. Weekly, balance. Weekly, I would call them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'd call this a 10-week balance in NQ. The all-time high and 4 weeks ago's low, January 13th. The longer you stay in these balances, the more energy, hopefully, when you come out of them. Certainly could hope. Our ranges have been good. Our range was good today. Right? NQ's range was almost $9. ES's range was over $8. So we can't complain about the ranges, but the volume's horrible. And your daily, again, balance. I would use today's high, since we barely took out the 31st high, and I would use this low from January 27th as my balance low. Okay? So you balance on all three. You realize on the week, we were down $1 in the S&P. So nothing is changing. Here's your monthly. 4-month balance, including this month. Weekly. Same thing. Whole big balance. And the daily, same thing. You want to call it a small 4-day balance? That's fine. But just like I didn't really call the daily up, even if we take out this 4 days low, right? The balance, if we use a 4-day balance, the bigger picture for me is still Monday's low. It will be until we change it. The disappointing thing is being in balance in all 9 time frames for these 3 indices after the Fed is done, after all the big earnings are out, except really for NVIDIA. So the market still, it really does go to show you that the market doesn't, the news doesn't make the market makes the news. We've had all these events with earnings, Fed, tariff talk, this and that, and what has the market done? Just been in balance. When the market breaks out of this balance, okay, it's going to be because it wants to at some point, not because of a headline. Question is, when is it going to be? I hope sooner rather than later. Although with these ranges, we've still had good opportunities. I implore you to check out camelbacktrading.org. Come and learn, right? Come and educate yourself as a trader. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to this channel. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Rest up, and we'll speak prior to the opening on Monday.